Good evening and welcome to UBC News tonight at 10 p.m. My name is Sharon Komugisha, joined by Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. Today, President Yoweri Museveni has met and held discussions with the International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan Casey at State Lodge, Nakasero. During the meeting, the two parties discussed, among other issues, Uganda's importance as a well-respected state party to the ICC. Mr. Khan praised the Ugandan government for its vital role in putting an end to the Lord's Resistance Army insurgency in northern Uganda and its support to ICC in prosecuting the war criminals.
And as many Ugandans will know, there's a new effort, given my application for confirmation hearing in absence, to circulate the document containing charges more broadly in Uganda. This is because of an order from the judges, and the registry is doing that right now. But with the President, of course, we discussed a lot of other issues. The region is critically important. It's a region that has difficulties. Sudan, one is seeing very concerning reports. And the rule of law, the ability to come together based upon common ground of humanity, has never perhaps been as vivid or as such an imperative as it is now. And I was very grateful to have quite some time with the President, and he showed his knowledge of history, his understanding of the region, and I think collectively the Rome Statute principles that Uganda has signed up to, that is part of its culture, part of its legal system, combined also with the strategic approach of Uganda for stability, for security, and the respect for these fundamental rights. So it was a very productive meeting. I'm very grateful to the President for giving me so much of his time, and I hope to have many more opportunities to come to Uganda in the period ahead. Thank you.
Over 500 residents have accused Chris Mobilu Chisingiri of harassing and evicting them from their 45 acres of land at Bembe East Village, Nyimbwa in Bombo Town, Luweero District. This follows residents' appeal to the State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, immediately ordered Luweero RDC Richard Wambye to arrest Chris Mobilu Chisingiri, who he said disturbed the freedoms given by the President to the people of Uganda.
Minister for Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja landed at Bembe East Village, Nyimbwa in Bombo Town in Luweero District, where the Nubians were waiting to tell him of the self-proclaimed land grabber, Chris Mobilu Chisingiri.
Really, it's your land, 20 acres here, Wagambye. What you are going to create? Police, security, okuja kw'olumpenda yo, if it is your land, okay, mu bulungi. Naye ekyo ekintu ekyo mutuufu minisita tukusaba otuyambe otukwatireko ng'omusaayi tegunayiika mu Bombo wano nenza
okuzimba agambye munziyewe akafo kange akali mu ttooyi wenga ng'anya okaddawo agenda kukozesa obuyinza akaddewo.
Sanse nnyo taata bulijjo kulaba ku TV oyamba bantu nange nga nze njagala onnyambe 88 paka kati bali ku kibanja basimbye kantuusi batema bakola ki mulama wallahi billahi tallahi.
The State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, ordered Luweero RDC Richard Wambye to arrest Chris Mobilu Chisingiri and charge him of robbery, trespass and vandalism.
This man Kitaka Chisingiri, he is the cause of all this problem. He goes around, he thinks that because he has a title, his father had a title, therefore he is entitled now to come harassing and be above the law. I've directed that where he has violated any of the presidential directives, let him be arrested and be charged. And I've told people to go and make statements to that effect. He has titles, but he has no land. Land is occupied by Vibanja holders. They are guaranteed occupation by the constitution. These taboo people, they should just these people come. They are actual thieves, really. We should be arrested, and I've told these people to be courageous, to stand up. The right of self-defense is a constitutional right. They should not just sleep. Arrest these people.
The land covers 45 acres with over 500 Vibanja holders.
Including the chairperson of LC1, that they have not been sleeping in their homes. But at least today, people have relaxed because it has been clear that they are chased away. And I believe that even those fake titles are going to be cancelled.
Now, Omutaka Luomwa, the Ndiga clan head, engineer Daniel Bosse, has been shot dead. Residents of Chikandwa in Lunguja, Lubaga division told UBC that engineer Daniel Bosse was shot by an unknown assailant as he arrived at his home in Lunguja. Lubaga division deputy RCC Anderson Bulola and the residents trailed and killed one of the assailants.
Gange nze Richard Kayondo kyannaku nnyo tufiiriddwa mutaka munnaffe obudde badde bukyali sazi badde nga 11 tugeze okuwulira amasasi nga gavuga kwe kudduka emisinde okutuuka wano tufunye na mukisa guyambibwa nti oba poliisi eddukire mu bwangu esobola okujja okulaba ki ekigudde ku gurawundi kitutemukeera akaseera n'ekyamukisa mulungi abamu ku baganda baffe abatuze b'ekyala bavuga boda boda basobodde okukola obuyambi bwabwe ne bagoba abatemu abasse transabosa ne battako omulala bamututte ali mu mbeera mbi naye mbadde nsaba nga ekyalo ky'Erungujja Kikandwa amazima gali nti poliisi temala kyoge mazima abantu bangi otuuka ku poliisi waliwo abasirikale babiri toyina kugenda kugamba nti owaaye genda olabe ki ekiri eri era etuuse kumpi na ssaawa ng'emu kitundu omuntu gwe basse ku ssaawa 11 so mbadde nsaba gavumenti etuyambeko ku Kikandwa etwongereko ku security
that they can do something. They can also rescue a situation. We had started doing Muchaka some time back to train and at least give some sort of skills to people on how to respond. It was also fought politically. And now I think we need to read our past critically, read the situation and see how we can get community response but also security response. Our cameras are not everywhere. And these killers know how to beat cameras. You see now what is left is also to sensitize that people can put cameras on their properties. We can also have security lights on properties. You can see some properties don't have security lights, which brings insecurity itself. So I think we need to go back and see how best we can sensitize communities to respond to certain matters. It is dangerous, yes, because you're chasing people with guns who have ammunitions, who can shoot back, maybe you can have more casualties. But you see when the situation is there, you may not have enough time to think.
Nga bagamba omukulu bamukubya amasasi abadde ava ku mukolo kitalo nnyo tufiiriddwa nnyo byebyo ebiriwo kitalo ddala mpuliddeko nti waliwo be bakutte waliwo gwe bakugobye ne bamutirawo omulala ne bamutwala mu ddwaliro
It's very, very unfortunate. Our hearts go out to the family of the late engineer Bosse and friends. In more stories, Prime Minister Robna Nabbanja has met Professor Jeffrey Sachs, a renowned economist and leader in sustainable development goals. During the meeting, Prime Minister Robna Nabbanja expressed dismay over high interest on long-term loans that compromises facilitation of SDGs and conditions. Take a look.
Senkindu Moses, a father of twins hailing from Kasanda district, called the Prime Minister, narrating the ordeal he is going through with his wife, whose stomach has swollen and producing pus. Senkindu reported that he paid 2,100 shillings to one doctor at Mitiana Hospital to operate his wife, but was allegedly mismanaged. Several people told the Prime Minister that the hospital has no drugs at all, even syringes being bought from pharmacies and drug shops within and outside the hospital. Emmanuel Zirabamuzale, the Mitiana Hospital administrator, confirms the national medical stores have not supplied them with drugs and other supplies since December last year. Zirabamuzale says that the cycles used to distribute the drugs to the hospitals cannot guarantee steady supply of drugs due to the high numbers of patients who go to Mitiana Hospital.
Eza cycle yali amalako financial year ne yali etandika mu July. Kati okuva mu June baddamu okutuba mu December. Okuva mu December tetunaddamu kufuna. Ate nga abantu betusavinga mu dwaliro bava mu districts nga 10. Chegegwa, Mubende, Kasanda.
The Prime Minister, Right Honorable Nabanja Robina, was not happy with the condition at the hospital, but assured the people of the government's commitment to address all the challenges. Nabanja, however, asked patients and caretakers to desist from paying money to health workers because the government enhanced their salaries.
Yalese emitwalo gy'abiri ajjanjabe mukazi we ate nazo ne bazimubbako abasawo kyokka tewali musawo afuna ssente ziri wansi wa miliyoni. Gavumenti abasawo ebasasula buli mwezi bafuna ssente, tewali dokita afuna ssente ziri wansi wa miliyoni 5. And so tusaba abasawo okusinziira nga gavumenti bwe batunuddemu bakwatibwe ekisa ku bantu bano abajja nga beetaaga obujjanjabi. And so abatakyagala tujja kubajja mu malwaliro era bano bagenda kukola ng'ekyokulabirako Uganda. Amina.
Earlier on in the day, the Prime Minister was the chief guest at the silver celebrations for Misigi Catholic Parish in Chinda Diocese. Here, where she appealed to the people to embrace government programs, especially the PDM.
Tubasabe ssente zino muzikwate ng'akalira musobole ozikozesa ebyo byokka ebigasa amaka gammwe.
The Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, assured the people of Misigi that the government will deal with all issues relating to land in their areas.
Njagende wa Bishop tukwatagane kubanga manyi tekiri wano wokka. Tulabe engeri gye tusobola okuteekawo ttiimu egy'okukwatagana ne ofisi yange Mitiana. Tulabe ng'ettaka lya Kereziya wonna we liri lisobola okupimibwa n'okulaba nga lifuna ekyapa eririko enkaayana nalyo tulabe engeri gye tulisalira amagezi n'olwekyo
ate n'abala minisita okutuusaako obubaka bwaffe n'ojja weebale nnyo weebalire ddala tukwebaza obuyambi bwonna bw'otuwadde okuva ku kulabirira obulungi emiti okulabirira abagole bano ate ne basajja wadde Bishop ne ddwaliro lino live mu ddwaliro lifuuke ennyumba endala tweyanziza nnyo tweyanzeege ogambye nti ojja kudda awo bwetyo ne tukuta bulungi otambule ogende kuba tumanyi kyojja kudda.
Now that was the story about the Prime Minister Nabanja, who assured the people of Mitiana that the government will by the end of the week deliver drugs and other supplies to Mitiana Hospital. And of course this followed complaints from the public that Mitiana Hospital is asking for money from patients and those taking care of them to buy drugs and other supplies. In more stories, war victims living around Balionyo Memorial Site, where the Lord's Resistance Army massacred hundreds of people in 2004, have received clean piped water in response to water crisis the community has been facing. The solar-powered water system has capacity to produce 3,500 litres per hour to serve 7 villages. Take a look.
The community of Barlonya Massacre Site has received a clean pipe water system for use. The 300 million shilling solar-powered water was installed by Otuke Harvest Foundation to benefit 7 villages and the surrounding institution.
We already have the installation done, and we want to thank Barlonya Agro Technical Institute for giving us a site.
Barlonyo is one of the sites in Lira district where the LRA rebels massacred about 121 in 2004. The area had only one borehole serving 7 villages.
The target is to also go all the way down to Orit so that we will reach the 3 schools. Clean water is a basic need in your life. We decided also to start with VSLA groups. That is why you see 10 groups today. We also see that when you have more groups, they also empower each other.
Drink. Locals say this will solve the water crisis in this area.
This water is also broken. They were rivaling for that water. They had a lot of problems. Some of them were sleeping without bathing because of lack of water. Because there was only one water point. They still have some problems. Financially, they are unable to send their children to school. Some of these orphans are suffering. They have nothing to do. So financially, they are broke.
The LC5 chairperson, Lira District, appeals to the Ministry of Water to decommission the non-existing water points, which wrongly reflects the water coverage in the district.
In the ministry, you will find that we are covering almost 80%, but that's not true. Most of the water need to be decommissioned because the water coverage was destroyed after the people went back from the camps. So the water coverage was mainly constructed around camps.
The district is now focusing on constructing production wells.
The second water project is this one here, which I lobbied for, and it's going to cover a very wide area. You have heard of 10 kilometers, so that will be a very good coverage.
UBC.
The international scholar of Indian origin and managing director of Truth Consult Depot, John, says that the lower secondary curriculum is timely and relevant to Uganda's current education system. This was observed during the courtesy call at St. Charles Lwanga International School, Kachiri, to assess the quality of education provision to the learner beginning of the academic year.
The new curriculum emphasizes projects established by the learner at the end. A report is made and sent to UNEB and the group of activity of integration, which also carries 10%, 80% is examined by UNEB at the end of the year. This was observed during a courtesy call at St. Charles Lwanga International School, Kachiri, to assess the quality of education provision to the learner. The headmaster of the school, David Mwesige, said the learners carry out research before they present to their fellow students.
Students or learners must be assessed. Now, we talk about continuous assessment of the learners. That gives them an advantage in the sense that even when a child misses a class or two for different reasons, they can still catch up because a contribution in form of 20% of the assessments at school is cumulative across the year. 20% of the assessment is cumulative and is gathered across the year. But the 80% assessment, that is the responsibility of the national exam.
In the same arrangement, the students of Holy Trinity Senior Secondary School, Nkozi Kawango Mpiji, SAT, said that they have embarked on agriculture where they have coffee gardens to sell the coffee and get money. The head teacher of the school, Teddy Nachuwala Seru Nkuma, noted that the new curriculum has promoted teamwork among the learners.
Very much for the teamwork they exhibited in this. We worked together. Has sent the samples already. We have already received some samples of how the papers are going to be like, and we are.
The senior educationists at St. Mary's High School, Gayaza, Maule Semialo, Peter, noted that the challenge they have are the learning materials in some schools, most especially in rural areas.
In the new curriculum, the learner is at the center of learning. That means all the activities, all all the work is generated by these students.
An education expert at Progressive Secondary School Chitintali, Chitanywa Pius Jude, added that the students can carry out extensive research.
That the training that we have undertaken and the training that the people of the NCDC have undertaken have yielded to some of
In more news, President Yoweri Museveni has gifted the Lango Paramount Chief a brand new vehicle in fulfillment of his pledge made in May last year. The Mitsubishi sports car was delivered to the Paramount Chief in Lira by the State House Controller, Jane Badeche.
The brand new Mitsubishi sport car is a fulfillment of the presidential pledge made in May last year while meeting the clan leaders. The vehicle was delivered to the Paramount Chief himself in Lira by the State House Controller, Jane Badeche.
Most of the pledges of the President are always given somehow in hiding, but we felt this was a very big occasion and everybody needed to witness it. To join hands with me and also thank the Honorable Minister of Health and our government chief whip for the follow-up they've made towards the success of this.
The Paramount Chief, His Highness Yosa Moduri B, who visibly looked weak and sickly, received the car and was driven back by his son Antonio Lobo.
Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it.
In addition, he also contributed 10 million Uganda shillings for fuel to support the Wonyashi to tour the districts in Lango, and I really must say a big thank you to Lango Cultural Foundation for organizing it and for coming as one to witness and to receive His Excellency's donation.
Benson Dela, the Kingdom Speaker, applauded government for the support and appealed for the execution of pending pledges.
He always meets his pledges. I therefore call upon our Lango parliamentary group. Their pledges. Do your best to follow up pledges of the President.
The government chief whip, Dennis Samson Obua, requested the clan leaders and the Paramount Chief to extend the President's message of socio-economic transformation to the subjects as he embarks on his final tour in the region before retiring in December.
Just like political leaders, we have voters. Just like religious leaders, they have Christians. The clan leaders also have subjects. And His Excellency, the President's appeal to the three categories of leaders has always been socio-economic transformation. If you're a cultural leader, go and preach the message of socio-economic transformation.
Much as His Highness is due to retire in December, there is already controversy on the election of the Paramount Chief. According to the roadmap issued by His Highness, election of the new Paramount Chief will happen in November, but another group of clan leaders have insisted they will hold an election on the 1st of March this year.
Without failing. And I want to assure everybody that it is going to be peaceful and we will be ready with a new Paramount Chief whom we are going to elect on the 1st of March.
I have already called a meeting for the first year in January. If there is any meeting, an emergency, I will be authorized by the government. That is cabinet of His Highness. I have not gotten to that effect. This supremacy we are talking about, the supremacy fall within the law.
A Paramount Chief in Lang is elected from the clan leaders to serve for a 20-year term. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
The South Korean Best Union Vision Mission Church has officially commissioned the Nakawa Union Vision Secondary School with an appeal to forge more unity for the Korea-Uganda relationships. The Korean delegation, led by the Global Union Vision Mission Chairman, Reverend Kim Sung-kwan, and Kampala leaders led by the KCCA State Minister Chofa Togabe Kabuye and Nakawa East Member of Parliament Engineer Ronald Balimwezo, among others, graced the occasion.
someone called Reverend Kwon from Gijiang Church decided to donate. But there was a person they lost, I think, in the COVID. And his school was meeting in remembrance of Reverend Paul, who was again one of their pastors, who passed away, but had a dream of setting up a school, so they decided to fulfill the dream. But on the side of government, I'm happy that what they are doing, they are supplementing the government's effort to educate system masses. Like I said, last year we had over 726,000 pupils from PLE. Now these people cannot be consumed in all our schools.
I want to appreciate Union Vision because we have a very big gap in the education sector.
그리고 또한 다른 한편으로 유니온 비전 미션께 감사드리는 것은 교육에 정말
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting it. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
If your dream is to study abroad and explore new horizons, mark your calendar because the Africa Students Education Fair, in collaboration with WR Education Placement Consultants, proudly presents the 14th Annual Africa Students Education Fair on the 1st and 2nd of March at the Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. Interact with representatives from world-renowned colleges and universities, explore study abroad options, and dive into a world of endless opportunities. Don't just dream about it, make it happen. For more information, call us on 0702 628 446 or visit our website asfevents.com.
Welcome back to UBC News Tonight. My name is Sharon Komugisha with Mugalu Muhammad on sign language, and in our business stories, Uganda. Dairy farmers have been asked to prepare for dry spells to ensure a consistent milk supply. Wamala Sydney, Mark Quality Assurance Manager at Lakeside Dairies, emphasized the toll it takes on them, requiring significant constant costs to standardize milk fat content for a desirable product.
Have been urged to prepare for dry spells to ensure a consistent milk supply. Milk processors are facing challenges with low-fat milk due to poor cow feeding and farmer adulteration. During dry seasons, milk supply decreases by almost half due to lack of fodder and green pastures.
The dry season does affect us as Lakeside Dairy because the cow tends to produce milk with less quality. Why do I say this? Because the density is normally low, and also the fat content is low in the milk.
In response to the issue, milk processors have highlighted the problem of low-density milk, attributing to its continuously dry spells. Wamala Sydney Mark, Quality Assurance Manager at Lakeside Dairies, emphasized the toll it takes on them, requiring significant costs to standardize milk fat content for a desirable product.
Standardizing is the whereby if I'm receiving milk with low density, I standardize it by using skimmed milk powder, certain percentage of it, so that I can raise up the density to the required 28. So that one means I incur purchasing skimmed milk powder.
Unlike wet season, when milk is plentiful, dry spells result in reduced volumes and increased milk prices, leading to adulteration, as noted by Dr. Himbisiwe Moses, DDA Regional Manager.
During the dry season, there is a temptation to adulterate milk because of the high demand and the high price, and yet the supply is low. So we find people are adding water, which is discouraged, and as the regulator DDA, we condemn it.
Despite farmers and traders raising milk prices, processors are hesitant to increase their product prices despite incurring substantial costs.
So what we do, we put in more effort to see that the quality of the yogurt that we produce is constant without any change, so that when one tests a product like in January, has to feel the same product, the same sweetness and the same flavor throughout the year till December.
Statistics reveal that the Western region contributes about 46% of the national milk supply, but this fluctuates during dry spells, affecting processors. To mitigate these challenges, dairy farmers are encouraged to invest in hay and silage conservation during the rainy season to ensure sufficient food supplements for animals during dry spells, thereby maintaining the constant and high-density milk supply.
We do encourage farmers to keep on standardizing the way the cow is feeding. If it could be very much possible, the cow to have the same trend of feeding as it was having during the wet season.
After serving as Resident District Commissioner for Masindi District, Mugisha Mwezi opted for early retirement. 15 years later, Mugisha has lived his life after being a public servant.
Early morning on a typical working day. A morning fog welcomes one to Rugoma village. It is found in the southern division of Kebisoni Town Council, Rukunjiri District in western Uganda. This is where we find Mugisha Mwezi, starting his day with monitoring the welfare of the livestock on his farm.
I normally wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning and pass, see how these people are milking. But I don't milk myself, but sometimes I go there. If I don't go there, I take a walk up to the road, which is about 2 kilometers.
As soon as the census is done, the animals are subjected to a healthy exercise. The idea of spraying is to get rid of ticks and prevent any possible East Coast fever outbreak.
Unless if the mixing of that drug is done poorly. But if you do it as per the directives of the veterinary, then I don't see any danger. Actually, it is dangerous not spray because your cows will die of ticks. They will die of East Coast fever, which in my language is called amashio.
No single external part of the animal's body is spared during the spraying exercise. It is done once a week and is more effective when there is no rain.
Although ticks are a really big challenge, but when you have a spray race like the one you saw, at least everywhere, unfortunately today it rained. So that means we are going to spray again like after 2 days, because today's Akarasai didn't work. But what we are doing is fighting ticks.
In doing this, better yields in terms of milk harvests are expected.
When a cow has a lot of milk, for example, any cow that where you get more than 10 liters and above, like so, especially so early in the morning, they look like emaciated, but they are all healthy. I actually vaccinate my cows against all these diseases.
This is what Mugisha Mhwezi has been doing since August 2009, when he quit being RDC. The idea was to keep his family united and the legacy of his father going. It is so far so good.
I did retire, I think to be precise, in August 2009. For two reasons. Number one, my late father, Canon Samuel Nyendombi, was on his deathbed because he died about a week after my retirement. My only brother also was extremely sick, so the family was like in sort of disarray, and somebody had to come and take over the mantle. So that's why I really decided to retire at the time.
In honor of his father, Samuel Nyendombi, he has since authored a book which was launched in 2019.
And I was talking about how even they are being peasants, they are not going to school, did not stop them from adding something of value to the society that they lived in. Remember, if you have read that book, I talked about how my father preached the word of God, because my father was specifically a cattle keeper, and I would say maybe a missionary, because he was always preaching the word of God.
Asked why he did not follow the line of politics, this is Mugisha's straight answer.
I prefer to be a kingmaker than a king. I am a very active voter. I just vote, but I don't think I can join active politics now. Well, I feel like it's not my calling.
For now, livestock remains his calling, and the animals remain his friends. A friendship he intends to keep forever. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much, Henry Okrut, for that report. Now, the State Minister for the Elderly, Dominic Mathabi Kidudu, has reiterated government's commitment to support small-scale enterprises through the Growth Opportunities and Productions for Women Enterprises program. The project follows concerns by the small and medium-scale enterprises over failure to catch up with development trends.
Businesses fail within the first year by 20%, 50% in the 5th year, and 70% in the 10th year. Promised Land Uganda in Mayuge district, a cocoa enterprise that has suffered production setbacks since it was incorporated in 2003 due to lack of capital, as it's operating on a spice and herb grinder of 3.5 kilograms per cycle.
I really want the government to come in because I believe in the potential of value addition to the cocoa value chain in not only improving the local economy of Mayuge as a district, but also in improving the economy of the country as a whole.
The company's quality assurance officer, Humphrey Ngobi, says government should revisit the cocoa policy to implement the cocoa value chain.
The cocoa bill has not yet been enacted, so yet if it had been enacted, the implementers, like for example the cocoa extension officers or the cocoa focal person at the district level or the local government level, can have a precedent on which to hold power not following the quality standards that are needed onto the market.
The Minister of State for Elderly Affairs, Dominic Mafabi-Gedudu, says the growth of opportunities for women will address the concerns of small and medium-scale enterprises.
A wonderful project given by World Bank because of women performance in the Uganda community. And it wants to strengthen these women, to let them grow and become bigger.
He advised members to register their businesses with URBS to benefit from the GROW program.
Getting the UNBS quality mark makes me feel very, very, very happy because it has opened up our boundaries in terms of the market, in terms of the customers we have been reaching to.
Welcome to Dade Nursery and Primary School, Luzira, a school that gives your child a positive learning environment that makes them feel comfortable and safe. We are a progressive year-round nursery and primary school, providing a child-centered approach to early learning, collaborative family atmosphere, and a safe, inspiring environment that encourages exploration and creativity. Dade Nursery and Primary School offers a wide range of co-curricular activities that promote teamwork, physical and mental development, including ballet, soccer, basketball, piano, and home economics. Admissions are in progress from baby class to P7, starting from the 8th of January to the 5th of February 2024. Find us at the first left turn after Oryx Service Station towards Luzira.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyezi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda.
Welcome back to the last segment of UBC News Tonight, and in our sports stories, in a bid to celebrate the people in Uganda's wildlife conservation, the Uganda Wildlife Authority has used this year's Uganda Wildlife Marathon to fundraise for the children of wildlife conservation heroes, in particular the wildlife rangers who lost their lives in the line of duty. The marathon that happened today in Kampala was graced by State Minister of Tourism, Honorable Martin Mugara Bahinduka, who commended the participants for supporting tourism as he urged for more Ugandans to join the bandwagon. Watch.
From the warm-ups to the flag-off, it was all enthusiasm, excitement and pride as over 100 runners took part in this year's Uganda Wildlife Marathon that started and ended at the Uganda Museum in Kitante.
I'm happy with that. Of course, in low altitude, sea level could be much faster. So I use it like race and train, of course.
It's helped me to learn a lot. It has given me knowledge, like endurance.
The annual event that happens as a curtain raiser for 3rd March, World Wildlife Day, was graced by State Minister for Tourism, Martin Mugara, who flagged off the runners and commended them for turning up in big numbers, as he highlighted this year's Wildlife Day theme, connecting people and planet, exploring digital innovation in wildlife conservation.
So we thought this is wise, and I want to thank all the people that have participated to support this good cause so that we can support these families of our people who have died in the line of duty. We have a general theme for celebrating Uganda Wildlife Day, and it's use of digitization in conserving, and that's what we are using across all the activities. How we harness the use of technology to improve conservation in terms of marketing, in terms of protecting the wildlife, in terms of handling human-wildlife conflict. So how do we integrate technology? For instance, we have trackers or collars on some of the lions, for instance, in Queen Elizabeth, but also, of course, the use of drones in order to monitor and see activity, illegal entry into the parks by poachers. And what we are working towards now is, of course, having infrastructure in the park, like the antennas.
This year's Wildlife Marathon is focused on mobilizing resources to purchase scholastic materials and contribute school fees to children of wildlife conservation heroes, in particular rangers who lost their lives in the line of duty.
This one is a run which is called, meant to be for the World Wildlife Day. It's part of the preparations to mark the World Wildlife Day, which is on March the 3rd. And we are getting funds out of this that will go towards the education of fallen rangers. We've had rangers who have died on duty, and we want to give them support. Uganda Wildlife Authority already does some support, but also at the same time, we need to get other people who are interested to get involved and support the children.
The Uganda Wildlife Marathon is organized on the last Sunday before 3rd March, the World Wildlife Day. Grace Joyce Komugisha, UBC News.
Action in the 2024 National Open Chess Championship has climaxed. Round 12 implying that it's just one more to play. The action that is hosted at Nobview Hotel in Tinda was between the top players in both genders and has been dubbed Super 14. Our reporter has the details.
After 12 rounds of action, International Master Arthur Segwanye is assured of victory in the open category of the National Chess Championship at Nobview Hotel in Ntinda. Segwanye, who has 10.5 points, lost round 11 to FIDE Master Haruna Nsubuga but recovered in the 12th to beat Nyola Waswa, who is level with Haruna Nsubuga on 8.5 points with just one round to play. It's still tight among the men, with only Segwanye assured of a top place finish, with 5 other players contesting for the final 4 places that will earn national team representation at the Chess Olympiad in Hungary later this year. FIDE Master Patrick Kauma, Rajab Kamoga and Candidate Master Emmanuel Egesa all level on 8 points in positions 4 to 6. Second placed Nyola Waswa will in the final round play champion in waiting Arthur Segwanye, while third placed Haruna Nsubuga plays bottom placed Matthew Mwase. Patrick Kauma will face FIDE Master Bob Bibasa. Rajab Kamoga is up against Abdu Wagodo, and Candidate Master Egesa William entertains Numan Magino. The women's category is also close to call, especially for who finishes top. Patricia Kauma, who won 2 and ended square in 2 of the 4 games she played this weekend, is level atop with Ampaire Shakira and Sana Omprakash on 9.5 points with 1 round to play.
These qualifiers are not easy because everyone came here to win so that he or she can represent the country in the World Olympiad in Budapest. So actually the games are not going on easy because you have to fight hard so that you can prove your strength.
Penyina Nakabo is 4th with 9 points, while a woman FIDE Master Ivy Amoko and Milita Kari are 5th and 6th with 7.5 points.
The National Championship has been such a big event. It's been very well organized, generally speaking. The Federation has gone out of its way to provide some extra services, meals, which again wasn't in the past. Despite the challenges, the financial challenges that the federation faces, it's been very well organized. Certain games are being broadcast, which is such also an achievement for us as a chess federation, because then we can showcase our games out to the world, not just within Uganda but across the world. So it's been a very big success. The games are going on well. The environment is well suited for chess because we need a quiet, calm environment. So the hotel has also done a great job in helping with that.
In the final round next weekend, Ivy Yamoko plays Patricia Kauma. Shakira Ampaire faces Takali Mire. Sana Omprakash entertains a woman candidate Master Maria Nakanyike, while Penina Nakabo tussles Caroline Nabidie.
The tournament has been very tough. Like, the experience is good, but the tournament is very hard. Like, currently, my performance is very poor. Like, I've improved in the gameplay, but still the scores reflect otherwise. So the tournament is very hard.
The Open champion Arthur Segwanyi wins a land title, while the top 5 in each category will be in Hungary for the Chess Olympiad and also in line to be at the BRICS Games in Russia later this year.
And lastly, the Victoria Pearls, Uganda's national women cricket team, have suffered a 2-run loss against Zimbabwe women today in their second game at the India training tour. The loss comes just a day after the team lost to the Omtex senior women by 5 wickets on the same tour. Meanwhile, in Kampala, Uganda Cricket Association chairman Mike Onwagaba promised support to the nationals and the leagues during the UCA AGM last evening. Komugisha reports.
The Victoria Pearls, currently in India for a training tour ahead of their African Games and Global Qualifiers appearances, have suffered another loss in their second T20 practice game. The ladies, who lost by 5 wickets yesterday to Omitex women, lost to Zimbabwe by 2 runs today after the game ended 122 runs for 6 wickets for Zimbabwe and 120 runs for 6 wickets for Uganda.
When we came to train here, we came with a set plan as a team, and so far we played 2 games that have been successful according to our plans. We might not have won the games, but at least the progress is showing that we are heading towards our success. Our game has improved a lot as players, and also our agility, our attitude towards the game, and the mental approach of the game. Our batting has really improved. To us, we feel like everything is working out for the good, and we still hope to win 2 more games. We are yet to play against Zimbabwe the second game, and we hope for the best, and we hope for a win in that other game.
The ladies will continue practice next week as they train ahead of the continental and global competitions. Meanwhile, in Kampala, Uganda Cricket Association chairman Nwagaba Michael promised support to the national teams and the leagues during the Uganda Cricket Association AGM held at Katikati last evening.
To rejuvenate our local league, as UCA, we are going to be supporting our clubs with 50 million to ensure that it can help the operations within the local league. Of course, KPIs will be pegged to that money, and this will be shared, and of course disbursements will be in tranches. So we'll do the disbursements in 4 tranches, 1 per quarter, and we hope this will help more with talent identification and ensuring that our league gets stronger and more competitive. As we are all aware, we are into the roadmap to the World Cup. Our men are going for the T20 World Cup. And as part of preparations, we've already received $400,000. And this is what is supporting the teams to go to Sri Lanka, India. We'll be hosting a quadrangular here, All Africa Games. And we know the teams are putting in a lot.
In the Uganda Cricket Association National Premier League games played today at Lugogo and Entebbe respectively, Nyakasura Cricket Club beat Tornado Bees by 4 wickets to go top of the table with 4 points, and Wanderers Cricket Club snatched a 2-wicket win from a determined Partida side to get their first win of the season. Mohammad Shaf standing out in both games with 7 wickets.
Fantastic feeling, you know, every bowler wants to take most of wickets in every matches. So it's a fantastic feeling for me. I took 7 wickets and give only 30 runs. So it's a very good feeling for me. And I also want to thanks to my Allah.
A win boosts the team. So given the fact that we've taken this win, we're going to come back strong. And in order to see that, we look for the second win.
Thank you so much for watching UBC News Tonight. Today, on the 25th of February 2024, my name is Sharon Komugisha with Mugalu Muhammad on Sign Language. From the team and I, have a lovely night and a blessed new week. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.